just wanted to give some thoughts and ideas from my short experience lathing and hammering cymbals. First of all, it's way easier in videos where you watch somebody else do it than when you do it yourself. But it does take practice, and I'm still, just a beginner or whatever you want to call it. But you'll need a piece of wood, like a stump or something else that's solid base for your anvil, and then you'll need the anvil, which you usually have to modify because they don't really make one for cymbals. You have to round the edges and kind of make it dome shape. And I'm sure you've seen, if you looked into it, where you can use like a railroad track, a little piece of that, but there's not a huge surface area, but it would work because it's curved, and you'd probably need to resurface the area on the top. But I've been using a 32-ounce ball peen hammer, just the smaller rounded side, and it doesn't give me huge hammer marks, but it's the easiest for me, and it's worked pretty good. One of the hardest parts is the placement of the cymbal on the anvil to make sure that you're not hitting without supporting the bottom side of the cymbal. And it's kind of hard when you get to the edge because you can't see, or past the edge, you can't see where you're hitting because you don't see the anvil anymore. So you kind of go by feel and move the cymbal around. But and I messed up a 18-inch Wuhan crash ride on the edge where I just hit it in the wrong place, and it wasn't supported by the anvil in the back, and it kind of bent it. And I tried getting it back in shape, but I was not successful in that. So I'll show you in another video where I have what my plans are with that. I'm going to cut it out in a few different places and make it effect cymbal so I can keep the size. I didn't really want to cut it down because it would take it down to like a 14-inch from the 18, and I'm not going to use that for anything other than a hi-hat, and I don't want a little crash because it'd probably sound like a splash instead. But I just hammered a Mino laser ride, and what I noticed, if I just hammer the top, I actually like that sound better than hammering the bottom. That's the way that Amir was too, but I ended up lathing that one. This one, the laser, I just did the top, and I liked how it sounded, and it did what I wanted, so I'm just going to leave it. And that's another thing, I wouldn't hammer any cymbal that you like the way it sounds. The only ones I've done are ones I've had extras of, like that Amir. I had 3 Amir rides, so I figured it would be a good one to test out, and I actually did like how it ended up sounding. But cymbals like that Mino laser, it had some weird overtones, and it's just cheap. I got it for 40 bucks. I had like a $10 off coupon through Guitar Center, and it's considered like a semi-professional V8 cymbal on Mino's Wikipedia page, but I wouldn't quite say semi-professional. I mean, I actually like how it sounds now because I hammered the top and it took some of the weird overtones, and it actually has a good crash, and the bell's still pronounced. But so I wouldn't recommend doing it into cymbals you like. Another thing, V8 is easier to work with because it's thicker, or I don't know if thicker is the right word, but the metal is just, it's more forgiving if you hit it wrong or too hard or whatever than the B20. And I use the Wuhan, and the Chinese bronze may be more brittle, I'm not sure. But I would encourage you, if you want to get into it, it's fun, but there are risks, and you can ruin cymbals, and you do have to put out some money for the equipment, and it's you have to modify it because you can't just buy the anvil the way you want it unless you do the railroad tie or track. But it's been fun, and I'm sure I'll learn more, and I probably need to stop buying cymbals to hammer and just only do it on existing ones that I need to modify to change the sound if I'm not happy with it. But it's a fun challenge, and it can be rewarding, and it can be frustrating, just like anything. But hopefully these tips have helped you out, and if you're interested in it and have any questions, let me know. Even though there's probably way more knowledgeable people to ask than me. Lance on his channel, the Cymbal Project, he's really experienced and does good work, and there's other people on YouTube, but I just wanted to try it myself and pass these tips along to you. Have a good one.